So today is the first day of the Clutter-Free Craft Room Challenge. Now, if you're a VIP, you already have everything you need inside your page that you have. You have the printable, you have the video, you are set. Everything you do there, it's all the information you need in 15 minutes in one printable, and you are good to go. I'm already getting emails saying what a genius system it is, and I know that. Now I just got to prove it to you. So does your craft room, table, space, whatever look like this? You know, with piles of stuff on top of it? We're just going to say this is where I craft, because you see me every week I craft here, right? And my space doesn't look like this because I have a really great system in place, right? And I want to share it with you. So that's what this whole week is about, the Craft Room, Clutter-Free Craft Room Challenge, right? I'm going to challenge you to clear your space, clear your craft room, and be able to craft again. Now, a couple of housekeeping points. If you bought the VIP ticket, these videos will start showing up in your page, the one that you got, whether you're in the craft club or you've just bought the one-time offer, right, the VIP experience. These videos will show up later on at the end of the day. I have to download and upload and do some stuff like that. I'll send you an email when it's in there so you'll know you can go get it. But like I say, VIPs and craft club members, you already have everything you need in that one 15-minute video. So don't let this slow you down. This is for everybody else. Well, it's for all of us. I'm just going to expand more on the system. But the bread and butter of it is in your video that you have already, okay? So if you want to join the VIPs, you need to go back to that sales page I sent you to when you got your first email from me, or you can join the Craftaholics Club, craftaholicsclub.com, and the members in the Craftaholics Club get all my challenges for free. So they have the whole bow video challenge from 2 months ago. Now they're getting this challenge completely free. They get the full deal. That's the housekeeping part. So if you want to join the Craftaholics Club, just type in https:/craftaholicsclub.com. Pretty simple, okay? And it's not just this challenge that you're going to get. It's new crafts every single week. There's paint nights once a month. There's printables. There's me. It's fun, right? It's a good time because when you're finally able to clear your space, you're gonna be able to craft again. And that's what I want for you. I don't want your space so jammed that you can't even I have my space like this where every flat surface is covered, and that is no good, right? That is no good at all. First of all, you're ashamed if anybody comes to your house and sees all this crap, let's call it that, on your dining room table, on your kitchen table, on your, anywhere you have a flat surface winds up collecting this crap because you have no system or space for it. That's no good, right? Because you don't want that. I want you to be happy to craft. I want you to enjoy the whole experience, and having a great system will help with that. Now, I am a stickler for keeping things super simple, super easy. If at all possible, do it the easiest way, right? This is the easiest system I have ever used, and I've been using a system like this since, I'm going to say at least 25 years, maybe longer. In fact, most of my craft stuff is not even in my craft room, okay? In this room here, because this is also my office, I cannot stand visual clutter. It just mentally makes me crazy, and I'm sure it does the same to you. It clutters up the brain. Every time I look and I see a whole bunch of stuff like this, I'm like, oh, I should do this. Oh, I should do that. Oh, I should do this. I want to do that. I should make something with this. And then and what can I do with that? And I bought that for something, but I never made it. I don't even know what I bought it for anymore. And just all this stuff is going on in your brain, and it's taking up your creative space. No good. That creative space is valuable. We want that for the actual creative part, right? So having a way to work your system, get a system that's easy to use, right? Easy to implement, easy to put stuff away, easy to keep using, so that you can go find it, whatever you need, in 37 seconds, well, maybe a minute, depending on where you've stored it. That's what we're going to do, right? So today we're just talking about why this is going to be such a benefit to you. The supply list is simple. You need a pen and paper if you haven't got the printout, okay? You need a binder, a pen and paper, some painter's tape maybe, or some kind of tape to stick things on things, right? And some boxes. Now I prefer boxes with lids. I prefer boxes that you can't see through. Okay, because I don't want to be able to see in them. That's, again, visual clutter. My eyes take it in. It's funny, we were talking about this in a vision board workshop I just did recently, and it's about like how much information your eyes take in, and how it just like it triggers all these things in your brain, right? So I block that out by making sure my boxes, I can't see in them, right? I don't want to see in them. I don't want to know what's in that box unless I want to go get what's in that box. And I know it's counterintuitive. I know it seems wrong, but bear with me. If you stick with me through this week, and you're gonna see the genius of this whole idea is that it's simple. It takes care of that visual clutter problem you have. It takes care of the physical clutter problem you have, right? And you're going to be able to get back to crafting and creating and enjoying the experience, and having a clean craft table when you want it, and knowing where your stuff is when you need it, so nothing's lost. You don't have to buy things again and again because you can't find where you put that thing the last time. You know, you all know the problems, right? And if at the end of the week you find this is not for you, well, you can go back to storing your stuff in bags on the floor, right? That's okay with me. But I'm not gonna be doing that. And I bet you won't either, all right? What I want you guys to do, okay? When we're done today, I want you to take a photo for me and then post it underneath. I'm gonna post in here. What you'll be doing is showing me your progress at the end of the day. Today, we're gonna have this cleared off. I'm not kidding. Today, your craft space will be clear and ready for you. That's my promise for you today. Day one, just day one. Clear, ready to go, okay? We're not gonna do everything today, but we're gonna get that done. That's so important because then we have a space to work. And having a space to work means we can actually keep making progress. So today your challenge will be to do the thing I tell you to do, right? It's super simple. It's not going to be hard, I promise. Again, if you can do it the easiest way, we're going to do it the easiest way. This is the easiest way I know of. And then you're going to post a picture of it. So that's how it works. Basically, I want to take you from bags on the floor and stuff stuffed everywhere to an organized system that really works for you, right? Really works for you considering all the things you have. Now, I know as a crafter, I have stuff that I haven't used in sometimes in 10 years, right? I have sprays and I have, there's lots of supplies. And a lot of people try and make us feel bad about that, okay? That we have all these things that we haven't actually used. But guess what? They are tools, right? Keep this in mind, right? So you don't always use all the tools you have, but you need access to them. You can't keep losing them, right? Losing them is no good. So if you have tools, like he has a compressor and he has, I'm just trying to think of, I don't do a lot of the tools in there. He has a bazillion wrenches and screwdrivers and all different special size things and special, you know, a special jack and a certain kind of hammer. Like there's like 7 hammers out there, and he doesn't use them all the time, right? But he does use them when the job requires. Well, our craft supplies, a lot of times the stuff that we don't use all the time, are things that we do need, but we need a system. They think we're hoarders. Yeah. Pack rat, not even. When you're done with this, you won't even look like a pack rat. Remember, they're tools. And if you know that they're tools and you're keeping them for that reason, okay, then you realize, okay, they need a space. They need a place where I can store them, where I can get to them easily, where I can find them when I need them, and without a big struggle, right? And I don't have to keep rebuying them. All those things that we've all been guilty of, because they are my tools, right? They are my tools for my creative side, whether it's business or pleasure, whatever you do it for, right? It doesn't matter. This works just as well for business as it does for pleasure. I have, if Connie comes on here, Connie's one of my business group members. They have this system. I've given it to them as part of their membership. And she said to me, it is the easiest, best system she's ever used. And she's been crafting for like 40 years, right? Or more. And she is in business too, selling on Etsy, and it's the one system that works, right, for her business and her crafts, you know, all the supplies she needs to keep, all the stuff she needs to send out, all the stuff you got to keep organized, your packing supplies and your, you know, and then shipping and all that kind of stuff. It works for all of that too. You'll see at the end of the week, we'll talk about that a bit more, okay? So if you're in the business of crafting, mine tells you have to downsize supplies. To him, no, you're just going to have a good system where he can't see them. There's another reason why I don't like clear boxes, right? If I have boxes stored neatly on a shelf somewhere or tucked away in a few places that nobody really sees them, but I know where they are and I can get to them and I know what's in them. If he says to me, I need some double-sided tape, you know, yes, it helps with being a business crafter. Yes, Sarah Ann has got it too, right? Sarah Ann's one of my craft club and business members. So it's if he sees that you can go get it without destroying the house and you know, running around losing your mind because you don't know where it is, if he sees it, you're like, oh, sure, double-sided tape, and you go through your book, and you're like, oh, I know where that is, and you run to the box, you pull it out, you bring it back, and you give it to him, he's not going to call you a pack rat. So I like non-visual boxes, so banker's boxes. The first time I ever used this system, I used boxes that, you know, the reams of paper came in, right? And because you don't want them too big and too heavy, right? There's bigger supplies that you'll have to deal with. We'll deal with that later on in the week. But for the most part, right, what we're gonna need is boxes that are, you know, yay big. Like, so here's the size I use. Okay, this is from IKEA. Now it doesn't have a lid, right? But it is, I don't know, I think it's 16 by 16, and it's about $5, right? I have these in my craft room because they fit perfectly in the IKEA, well, you can see it. The IKEA, I wish IKEA had affiliate links, but they don't. Whatever this one's called, it's a very popular bookcase on its side, right? And these boxes that they have fit perfectly in there, and I use this as my storage system. You need tools. You need the tools. I don't want to throw away a can of spray stuff that cost me $14 that I only use twice a year, right? Because I don't spray stuff a lot, or I only spray stuff outside when it's summertime or whatever. I don't want to throw any of that away, but I do not want to see it all the time, right? I do not want it being where I can see it all the time. That's just, it drives me crazy. I realized it's the visual clutter that really depletes my creative energy, and having to, you've been here, okay? You need something. You know you have it, right? And you start to look for it. You're in the mood to make the whatever-macall it, right? You've got something in mind you want to make. And you start hunting for that one thing you know you have. You know you bought it 3 months ago, right, for this project. And somehow it's disappeared into the hoard, right, into the mess, into the bags. And now you start searching for it. Now, first of all, that's frustrating for you and your family. But by the time you find the thing, which is usually like sometimes 45 minutes, 2 hours later, all that creative energy that you had, that inspiration that you were ready to run with, and the time that you had to do it is gone, right? Isn't that the truth? Is that not the truth, right? Am I lying? No, I've done it so many times, right? Where I'm like, oh, I know where that thing is, and then I get frustrated, and all my beautiful, inspirational, creative energy just goes out the window with the search, right? With the frustration, with the aggravation, all that stuff. It's just gone, right? And then I just wind up not making the thing, and I usually didn't find the thing either. So now I feel discouraged. I feel frustrated with myself because I couldn't be smart enough to have some kind of way to find that thing that I know I bought, right? I feel aggravated. I feel disappointed in myself because I've lost that. Yeah, and then there's more of a mess, Bonnie, you are right. And then I've lost that time that I had. I was ready and I was going to go. Now that's gone, and I've wasted it as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, that might be you right now. Don't like the mess. I don't want you to like a mess. You should not like a mess, right? We can be organized. I promise you'll be organized by the end of this week, okay? So I'm not going to stay on much longer. You can watch the replay if you missed the beginning. It's not a super big deal. If you want to get the whole VIP experience with all the videos and the printables and all that kind of stuff, how do you store completed pieces? I will deal with that at the end of the week, Kathy, when we do the business crafter part. I think on Friday we'll talk about that, when we've kind of got the system in place, and everybody sees, Kathy knows how it works because she's a VIP. When you've got the system in place, you'll see there's a way to tweak it, let's say, to make it work for your business, okay? And it depends on what your business is, right? Like completed pieces for gifts, completed pieces for to take to the craft show, completed pieces to sell online, those kind of things. We'll show you a system to deal with that, right? So, and it's just based on this whole idea, right? So, I want you, here's what your job today, right, is this. Take your craft space. Now, go get you a laundry basket or a cardboard box. Doesn't matter right now. Today, it doesn't matter, okay? Today, we're just clearing this off, all right? So, I have a box, right? And literally everything on your craft space, this part here where you would actually craft, okay? Forget the rest of the room right now. Just right here on the craft space that you can see that where you want to work, it's going in the box, okay? I feel like Emily. I forget her. She's on Instagram. So I have all kinds of weird things here, like in here. Oh, look. I was doing a craft with my craft club the other day, and I had used, I have two halves of a birdhouse. See, there's the birdhouse, and then it came like this. It broke apart. I'm going to do something with it. One of those things. I'm going to do something with it. You all know what I mean. Like, just get it into your laundry basket. There's one of the birdhouses I did something with. See that? Get it into your laundry basket or your first storage basket or whatever. Just today, this is what I want, okay? This is all you need to do. I want you to clear your craft table, right here, or your craft space, whatever it is, and take a photo somehow of the box, right? And post it. Post your mission. This is your mission, right? Everything off your craft space today. Like I promised you would clear your craft table today. Now we're doing it. So everything off where you actually sit and do the work, okay? Into a box or a basket, laundry basket, whatever. It's not going to stay there, okay? But just put it in there for now. Get it off your craft space and make friends with it again. Okay? Make friends with it again. Because this is where your brain it loves this. It loves to craft. You don't do this. We do this because we get such enjoyment out of it. We often turn it into businesses because we get such enjoyment out of it. But if you're frustrated and visually overwhelmed and physically overwhelmed and being called a hoarder, and that takes all the fun out of it. So getting this clear is our first step, okay? That's all you need to do today. Just show me that you've cleared your craft space. That's it, right? And feel really good that you've done the first step. And it's going to be easy from here on out, I promise, right? Tomorrow we're going to talk about what to do with it next, all right? But now you're going to have a space to work on, and you're going to start feeling better, and your momentum is going to start to happen. So if you want to get in all the VIP stuff for free, join the Craftaholics Club. If you don't want it for free, but you want to have a copy of the replays forever to keep, you can join the, I'll put a link down below. And I mean, the deal is really better for the Craft Club. I'm going to tell you that right now. I've made it a no-brainer, I hope. But I'm promising you, there's a pair of scissors you couldn't find. You won't ever have that problem again, right? You will not have that problem again. I absolutely promise you. You will know where everything is, okay? And you will be able to get to it easily, and nobody's going to know how much stuff you have but you, right? You're not going to be called a hoarder. You're not going to be called a pack rat. You're going to be called organized. And the other thing is, this system doesn't just work in the craft room. It does work everywhere. It actually was I originally used it for my kitchen and my homeschool supplies and stuff when my kids were little, and I had to store like winter boots and winter coats and things that were, shifted from kid to kid, school supplies that went from year to year, all the stuff like the pencil crayons and all the stuff you have when you're homeschooling. Yes, Kathy said I always spend more time looking for things than creating things. So frustrating. Right. Absolutely. And I don't want that for you, right? We're going to end that frustration. It ends here. We're going to draw a line on the craft table. This is my space again, right? This is coming back to me, and this is not going to be taken over by endless piles of stuff that just mock me. Right? You know how it feels when you walk by and it's just telling you you're like a terrible person because you can't get it together, right? It does work everywhere. I use it in a similar system in your garage, right? See, Tina, right? Tina's not kidding. You can use it anywhere. So, like, if you don't get your $27 out of this, there's a money-back guarantee on that one, okay? Not on the Craft Club, because you get so much more than just this. But on the single buy, $27.99, or whatever it is after tonight, if you don't get that kind of value out of it, you just message me and say, I don't know, Kim. I haven't gotten anybody to do it yet, right? Because I keep getting, oh my God, this system is genius. Yeah, by the time I find the stuff, I'm mad and just give up. Yes, right? You're like tossing things around like stupid crafting supplies. Where's that stupid? I bet my husband hid it. I know. No more of that. We're taking back our craft time. We're taking back our craft table. We're getting some space for our enjoyment. We're supposed to be having fun in life too, right? It shouldn't be all frustration. We have enough of that in the world. One of the most beautiful things about crafting, and I hear it all the time, is there's not enough time. I really think when people say that, it means I could do this all day long. I love that feeling so much, right? And I want you to do more of it, right? I want you to do more of it, and this is going to make that possible. I absolutely promise you. So you're going to go from super frustrated, embarrassed, mad, Kathy. You're going to go from like feeling bad about yourself and like you're a loser because you can't get it together and you can't put your stuff away where you can find it again and you can't keep track of a stinking pair of scissors, to someone that looks like she knows what she's doing, because she does, who has a really easy, simple way to implement. Yes, it is our happy place. Implement so that you don't have those frustrations. We're getting rid of all those frustrations, pushing them out the door. We're taking back our space and our time and all the good stuff that happens in our brains when we decide to craft and when we decide to create and make gifts and do businesses and whatever we want to do, right? But that time that we get to spend in it actually gets spent in that. And there's no more hunting for something and wasting that 45 minutes of inspiration or 2 hours or whatever, and then being mad and feeling like terrible about yourself, right? No more of that. That ends today. You're gonna post your clean craft table with your stuff jammed into whatever box, basket you can fit it in, right? Just your table. Don't try to do your whole craft room. That's crazy, right? That's crazy pants. I know it. Don't do that. Just where you can actually work. So we can sit like this and go, wow, hello, space, right? Welcome back. All right, ladies, start your engines. Get your basket out. It's going to be worth it. Promise, Kathy. Going to be worth it because the time you invest right now is going to serve you for. I've been using the system for 30 years now. I've never met a better one. I've checked out all kinds. I've never met a better, easier one that works for what we need. As crafters, as creatives, as people that need a lot of things, right? I have never met a better one. So, link below to Craftaholics Club if you want to join us there. But the Craftaholics Club will have a link to all the replays in there's a web page you get, and it has you'll have the printable, you'll have the short video, which is the 15-minute tell-it-all type video with all the bonuses and stuff like that, and you'll have every replay from this week that will pop in there day after day. Okay, and then it's all yours as part of the Craftaholics Club. Or, like I say, you can just go back to that sales page I sent you to the first time and buy the one-time VIP experience, and you'll get it all that way.